Good morning and welcome to Trade with Cam on this fantastic morning. It's a big day for us today. Big news, big movements. It's the interest rate decision from the Federal Reserve in New York. So at 7 p.m. this evening, we will have that. It's 1 p.m. I believe, New York time. So it's a real game of patience today with the market. So we'll see what's going to happen. We'll see what's going to go on today. So London has just opened. We'll let London open for a few minutes and see where we're going. Okay, so in terms of where the market's been so far, I'll just go over that with you. So what has the Asian session in the market done? So the day chart, if you look at that, it's been buying. So massive spike on the bottom and it's been buying. So the day is a buying day. Then if you look at the hours, so I normally go back to the market open as to when it happened to see what's gone on overnight. So that's Tuesday, there we go. So I can tell you not a lot's gone on. So we opened with a sell, it was a selling hour, and then it meandered for a few hours, and since 5 o'clock this morning it's been buying, and 6 to 7 it's buying. So that is really the story of the night, if you like. London's opened in a slight buy, but there is a peak there at 40.46. So we've got the ranges of where the market could go and what it could do. So we live in the 1 minute, as you guys know. The reason we live in the 1 minute is that we scalp the market on a 5 minute basis, right? We've got an option with our system to go to 15 minutes, to go to 30 minutes, and to go to 1 hour. Okay, so I trade the 5 minutes with you guys because I think there's a lot of movement and there's a lot of trades to get into and out of. Right, today may not be that day, but we shall see. Okay, we'll see what goes. Having said that, there's nothing to be afraid of. So the Fed rate decision doesn't come till 7 o'clock. Most of us should have finished our trading by then. If you're starting now, if you started even earlier than me, okay? So that's where all of that lies. And today is the game of patience, as I said, okay? So I'm gonna bring up the trade card, see what that looks like, because we're gonna take, so I refreshed just as we came on, and it was a buy at that time. We can refresh again. I wouldn't take it because it's been 3 minutes since that was issued. It just brings us up to date as to where we are. So it's still buying at 8 o'clock, yeah. And there's a 73% possibility. The TP1 was at 45. It's currently at 40. The market's at 43. And it's coming down a little bit, so it's eased off. Remember the golden rule. Press the wrong one. Remember the golden rule that we do not go into the market on an opposite candle. Okay, so if you're a newbie, so if the market's going up and you want to sell, don't enter it. And if the market's going down and you want to buy, don't enter it. So this is when I'm referring to red and green, because they're normally the colors of the candles on the chart that I'm using. Windows open, good. So that's where we're at. Let me just open this window. It's hot already this morning. Door rather, window's already open. Ah, that's much better. It's like somebody just opened the fridge door in my house. Morning, Ian, how you doing? Gonna be an interesting morning. Have you been trading already? Because I know you're an early starter. So I traded yesterday afternoon and through the night in terms of had a couple of trades that came in. So really pleased with where I am. And the beautiful thing about the system is I can use it at any point in the night. So we left this session, had lots of things to do. It was a busy day with various things going on outside of trading. So it's kind of sitting down for half an hour trading and going to doing other things. But I think it was about 3.5% up yesterday, something in that magnitude. So really good day again. So really happy with the way trading's going. And having said that, 3.5 is not my target. What I do now is I don't always have the time because I've got lots and lots of things to do. So I trade when I can. Yeah. So 0.9% up so far today. Right, fantastic. It's 8:05. What else can we ask for? Right, we're going to go to the trade card. So it's buying 73%. We've got a green candle on the 1 minute. And TP1 is 44.65. So let's see where that goes. 71% possibility. So 43 already on the 1 minute. So it looks like the mood of the market is up right now. It's up on the hour, has been for the last 4 hours. Well up on the 5 minutes and well up on the 1 minute, although it seems to have like really slowed down, sitting there doing virtually nothing, but that's fine. Gold holds steady ahead. The Fed rate decision is the news from 2 hours ago. So if you look on the right hand side of your chart, if you've got the day range and things like that set up, then it does come up with headlines all the time from TradingView. So keep you abreast of the market. You don't need it from a point of view, the fact that you've got these trade cards, but no need to go in blindly, right? There's TP1. A fantastic way to start the day. And I generally will take a small profit to start my day. Right, set the tone for me. That really helps the rest of the day, I think. Don't you think? Yeah. And if you've got any alternatives, just tell me. You think, no, I do this. Or you want to run something by me? I'm doing this. Tell me what you think. Not an issue at all, okay? Because we're here for an education. We're here to learn how to trade properly on our own. Yeah? As long as you've got those trade cards, I don't think you can go far wrong. You can trade from anywhere. As long as you've got a Wi-Fi connection and you're able to log into your MT4, MT5, you can trade. 43 now, so back to the beginning, but we could have had a TP1 on that trade already. So it's towards the top of the market, remember. So if you look at the day range, 44.044 is the top. So we're right at the top of the range of the market. It may not want to go much higher. So these are factors to consider. Am I at the bottom of the day's range and I'm still going in for sells? Because the data is the data, right? The data doesn't necessarily look at whether it's the top of the market on the day. The data just points wherever it needs to. It takes, we have a data lake. It takes 30, 40 million data points, not just something that somebody sits behind. It's generated automatically. Broke my 3-day juice fast this morning. 2 kilos, lost 2 kilos. How good is that? It wasn't the weight, it was just to have a real kind of a reset, bit of a detox. Got a lot of social functions, got a wedding this weekend, got an engagement in a couple of weeks' time. So lots and lots of things. Got a lot of family coming over the next few weeks. So it's always a good time, I think. You know, I always do the fasting before Christmas, not after. Get myself into shape or build a bit of spare capacity to eat more, I guess. So that slipped back. Made a bit of room, probably coming up again. So now we've changed in terms of, we used to have the chart on screen, but any one of you can have the chart. So what's the point of that? Trade cards you couldn't see, and lots of people said, what are you actually using in terms of your technology? So I'm using those, and that is all that you need. It's back to break even or your entry point. That's all you need to work with your trading view, your cards, and your MT4, MT5, right? So I decided, right, let's see if we can get these on screen. It wasn't the easiest thing in the world, because technically I'm not the most gifted individual in the world. So there's parameters here that you need to check that you're right with if you've got the full fats cards. If you haven't got them, go to that QR code and we'll give them to you for nothing. There's a light version, so it's not quite the version that I've got, but you have to do a few more things before you get that one. Still buying 46, 48, 55, so it's more bullish. That's sitting on our TP2 for the old trade at 44.75. So the market is now firmly in the direction of the buys. That's the last 3 trade cards have been buy. It doesn't mean anything, remember? So just have a sanity check before you enter trades. It's the top of the range, so it's setting daily highs all the time. Doesn't mean it can't, but just something to be aware of. So 45, heading towards TP1. So apart from all the devastation, obviously the weather is causing in particularly in France and Spain, having a glorious summer. There's no green turf left. There's no lawn left. Right? Most of our plants in the back garden have absolutely been eliminated. The weather's not. I think we've got the wrong plants now for the weather that we're having. Oh, we certainly did. It's 45. So that's your TP2 on your old trade if you still have that running. Because if it's in the same direction, you don't necessarily have to close the trade, just trail your stop loss. Okay, so the discipline of trading is place your trade, place your stop loss, place your TP, and then manage it out. Right? Allow yourself 15-20 minutes to manage that trade out. And you can make some money. Okay, so just going to check a few of my own stuff. Okay, lovely, I've caught up. My son is on his way back from Australia, so somewhere in between Sydney and where we are. Left last night, 30-40 hour trip. I'll get to see him tomorrow. Morning, Alex, how you doing? So there'll be no live tomorrow. I'll be on my way to pick up little KJ Jr. from Heathrow. So that's reversed back, as I was saying, it's the daily highs. So be careful of those. I'm not trading with you this morning. Traded through the night, came in, lots of TPs hit and target hit. I may do a bit later on today, but there's a lot on today. And one of the things that I want you to be aware of when you're trading is that if there's other things going on in your life, distractions, not necessarily bad, good things. We have a wedding this weekend. And those things sometimes come into your week, particularly if you're Indian weddings, right? It's starting today. It actually started yesterday for some of us in terms of turning up for the day. But if you've got things going on, like tomorrow, for instance, I'm driving down to Heathrow. I've got some other things to do with him. He's got a wedding to go to, so I've got to get him wedding ready. And so it's a busy day. So I would not consider trading. I've done it before. I have actually been in a check-in lounge and trading. And I've actually got off the plane and trading, and I bought Wi-Fi and I've been trading on the plane. Absolutely ridiculous. You think you're not distracted, you are. That's 8:15. Let's go for the next trade card to see what it's doing for us. Okay. 80% buy. So really, really self-assured. Yeah. Yeah. Yes, Alex. Absolutely. I'll go over that with you guys in a minute. You later rivals, you lot, right? So we've got red candles. Buy. You know that you need to be careful, okay? So yes, those of you that just joined, Alex, it's the Fed interest rate decision today, which will affect the market. It doesn't matter which way it goes. They're widely expected to hold. Everybody else has been holding. The Bank of England goes, I think, tomorrow. They will just follow suit with the Yanks do, but it's highly anticipated that it's going to be a hold. But then, so that's 7 o'clock our time, which really shouldn't affect us. But it will affect us in the sense that the market starts slowing down. It starts behaving in quite an erratic way. So patience may be the trading strategy of the day. Okay, particularly as New York opens. You know, it's a long way away, 7 o'clock at this moment in time, but it does affect the market because everybody knows it. It's the biggest day in the calendar, along with NFP, that affects the market for gold. Okay. Oil wars and all the rest of it, but they're sporadic events. You know, oil goes up because there's a reason, but gold particularly is affected by two things: NFP, non-farm payroll. NFP, non-farm payroll, comes out, I believe it's the first Friday of every month, and then the Fed meets every couple of months to decide on the interest rate decision, and they're meeting today. So they've been in blackout for the last 2 days. So no news from yesterday to until they announce the decision today, which is 1 o'clock New York. So it's 9 o'clock. 1 o'clock New York. It's lunchtime. Yeah, 1 or 2 o'clock New York. So half the way through that day, they have the decision. That's what's going to affect the market the most. But you should be out of it. Don't trade the news. Okay, it's awful. As you get towards 7 o'clock, if you've got trades open, make sure you're well hedged or well protected from stop loss and draw and TP. And do not enter probably 30 minutes before or 30 minutes after, because the spreads are huge. The spreads are absolutely massive. So the market's going up now. So on that trade card that we had for buying, but it was coming down. So you needed to be careful. And again, it's at the top of the market. So like I said, patience may be the order of the day today. Okay. Some of my trader friends that have done really well, I'm just not trading today. It's a marathon. The problem with where we're at, problem with the rubbish that is social media, is everybody gets rich in about half an hour, right? They don't. You know, there's a guy that I'm acquainted to, Lalavani. You may have heard of him. He's been on Dragon's Den. They have a company called Vita Biotics, just sold for around £1 billion. So I've heard 900 million. I've heard 1.2 billion. So around £1 billion, right? Whatever it is, it's a lot of money. And people are like, oh, it's Leicester. They started in Leicester. They're probably still in Leicester. So, this company, they made this. Took them 55 years. 55 years. Ted's dad started it. Okay? And that's the problem that we think with this nanosecond money today, right? Absolute rubbish. So that's what's happening today. It's 19 minutes past. We'll have a look. The market is, I would say, ranging is the best way to put it. It's around the 45 mark, as you guys can see. So it's around at the top of the market for the day. Let's have a look, see what else is around. Let's look at some, I'll just not pause, I'll just look at some. So where are we? So the Middle East pause has broken, restoring oil inflation risk. Iran launched ballistic missiles at the US forces in Jordan. So gold currently, this was it was written as 40.29, broadly steady rather than rallying. Okay, so and the latest information. So watch the 4,000. It's pivotal support, obviously, and then if it goes below that, 39.50, 39.80, and then the recovery levels are 40.60 and 4100, which means it could go up if it hits those levels further. Right, so it's always nice snippets to know. We don't need to know them, but it's nice to know something about what you're doing and what you're working with. So we're still buying 47. So I've momentarily taken my chart off there. So all the data is pointing towards further buying and further strengthening of the market. Will change at some point. Particularly when New York comes live, because obviously it's their domestic, it's their, for us it's like what affects the market. For them, it's their own interest rates and their own decision. It's a local thing for them. So New York will react differently. How to have London react. 46, so heading towards TP1. Great question, by the way, Alex. Great, well done for asking it. $8.21, about 20 minutes. Not a lot's happened. We've had some TP1s. We're about to have another one, I guess, if it carries on. But it is at the top of the market. I'm always reluctant to see if it's going to break another level. And the level that it's about to break is its own daily. And it's rushing into some traffic at this level, 45, 46, 47. If you look left, a couple of peaks there. And liquidity grabs on two different occasions on the I'll do it on the 4 hour. Yeah, so reaching a key level now. Breaks through, goes through. And fortune favors the brain. Can't make money if you're not in the market. There she goes. That hit TP1. Or it came back slightly. Thank you very much for following us and subscribing to the channel on YouTube. Really appreciate it. And if you're watching me on Facebook, if you could give me a follow, really appreciate that. Just builds my audience and builds the business and builds the community, more importantly. I think allows us to bring you better information and invest more. 23 minutes past. The market is very, very steady. Like I said, patience may be the order of the day. It's Fed interest rate day. It's distracting sometimes. Most of them turned on. There's one or two that I actually see. So market's coming back a bit. Could have had TP1 on that trade. Of course, it could go to the top and then reverse. And there is a particular market, isn't there? You know, at the beginning of the year, it's very, very bullish. Late last year, very bullish. People who weren't no buy and get anything. And then it got to the 56. 55, 56, and then it just been plummeting since. So sometimes it's a buy is easier than a sell depending on what the market's doing. So let's see, it's 25 past, maybe neutral now. Still buying, so the data's still showing that there's upward pressure on the market, 48, so that the targets are even higher. So we did hit TP1, the last trade card. And if it's a little bit too fast for you, then you can always go to the 15 minutes. And each time zone, interestingly, has more success than the smaller time zones. So the 5 minutes is the hardest to trade, and the 15 minutes is easier than that, and so forth. That's the stats prove that. Just seeing if the tradesmen have arrived. Nope, not one of ours yet. More tradies coming today. Just thinking they've been here since April the 20th. Seems like they moved in. So 25 past, we took that, and it said 40 to buy. The market's coming down, so you couldn't be in that. Do a sanity check before that. Nothing's wrong. The data's not corrupt. Don't run off and, oh, I need to find something else. Yeah? That's just your dopamine rush. That's your brain just looking for dopamine. Right. It's my herbal tea dump of the morning. It's 27 minutes past. Market very, very quiet, as is expected on NFP. Sorry, on interest rate pay, Fed interest rate pay. Very, very quiet. Okay, so as I said, patience may be the order of the day. A lot of reading, a lot of studying your charts, and seeing what's what. Look at the news, see what's going on. Okay, so slip back. As I said to you, you would not have taken that trade on the 5 minutes, simply because every candle's been red. So I'm not going to talk to you about stop loss because you shouldn't have taken it in the first place. So remember, we pull this down. So it's your decision when you actually decide to push the button and take this. Excuse me one second. Are you off? Have a great day. Bye-bye. Did say the wedding starts, didn't I? Not an awful lot going on. Let's just have a look at the hour, what it's done. I've been some buying, but the last 4 hours have been buying. A little wick on the end of it now. As I was saying to you, it's coming into some resistance at 45, 46, all the way across the charts if you look on the hour. So if you look left, it's a couple of peaks there, and then you look further left, it's another couple there, and you look further left, you'll see some more. I did not realize that we were under such a flight path that sounds like it's flying really low. Just checking some of my messages. 8:30. Let's go. So 30 minutes up. Got the TP ones. Nothing to get excited about, but it's expected on a day like today. So buy at 78%. So still buying. But the market came down for the whole of 5 minutes. We had a buy candle. Now we've got a sell candle again. So that is not something to get into. Again, like I said, market's dropping on the trading conditions, telling you it's a buy. It'll probably go to neutral, then it goes to sell if the market carries on coming down. Not a lot going on at this moment in time. So what do you do on a day like today? There's a number of things you can do. One is the market will move around at some point. There will be movement, there will be opportunities, as we've already had some TP1s. And then somebody like Ian's already up 0.9% today because he trades early. So there's those kind of things that you can go and do. So there's lots and lots of opportunity in the market at all times. And then the other thing is that you should be reading. If there's one thing that I can recommend to you, that's to find a decent book on trading or mindset or business and read those. Yeah, Trading in the Zone is probably one of the best books on trading mindset. You don't really need to study charts, but you don't need to know the basics. And if you're stuck with the basics, then give me a shout. We'll go over them. Okay, it's not a big deal. We can do all of those things. So, and book on business, Sun Tzu, The Art of War, Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich. Okay, The Laws of Success, Napoleon Hill. The One Thing, don't know who it's by. I've got it sitting down there, right? There's only a dozen books that you need. FX Street, Alex. There you go there, and it will have the economic news. The other place it has it is on your trading view. If you go to the 1 hour, get little flags underneath, and it will tell you the news of the day. Okay, but FX Street tells you the gold levels, tells you all sorts of things, a lot of information on there. Okay. You're welcome, buddy. Morning, Gareth.
Morning, Yoga.
I'm good. You?
Yes.
What's on the agenda for today?
I'm going to get that next week, so I'll get some talk in there, get the write up,
Okay.
work through,
Okay.
work through the list.
The light under the vanity unit in the ensuite needs it connecting as well.
In there.
Yeah. Lovely. 34, 1 more minute before we take the next trade card. As I said, not a lot happening, not a lot was expected. So sometimes London has a lot of movement, and it may do at some point, but at this moment in time, it's not a lot going on. Market's generally rising, So you could stuck a buy in and gone with it from the early buys. And that's a lot of the times I do that. So sometimes when I'm not trading, it's not because I'm not trading, it's because I've got some trades in. And I'm generally long or short. The market's still looking as if it's wanting to buy, but with lots of retracements. It's 35. Okay. Still buying, 78% directional confidence. So it's a lot of confidence that this market's going to carry on going up. Doesn't mean it will, but that's what the data is pointing at. Okay. That's all we need to listen to. So I'm always very reluctant to enter a sale if this is what's going on, even if I see the market moving down, because I know the fundamental data is pointing in a different direction to me. So I tend not to do that. Okay, I'd rather sit on my hands than be get caught out. So I'll be looking for this market to top out, take the trades as and when, and then look for a buy, look for a sell. That's what I'll be doing today. If I was trading, and if I wanted to look for it, if I wanted to enter. So 40.46. Interesting time in the market. Going up nicely. 48 is GP1, but again, it's the highs of the day. Doesn't mean it won't do it. Yeah, it could do, Alex. Don't read too much into it because it breaks it all the time. So you're looking for key areas today. Key levels. The 4,000 obviously from at the bottom. And then 40.60 and 40.100. So 40.60 is where we need to be watching for. If it goes above that, then it may be on its way up. If it stays below that, then it may be on its way down. Yeah. So Kevin Walsh's assessment of the order of information are the principal macro catalysts. Yeah. So if he's doing a speech at 7:30 this evening, our time, but again, doesn't affect us. Got all day to trade before that happens. It's nice when because we always watch that. You know, these are key. It's in our business. So Bloomberg will be on, and TradingView will be on. You have a different view to that if you've got trades in, as opposed to if you haven't got trades in, right? If you've got trades in, like, you know what's doing that, right? If you haven't, you're like, I'm done for the day, right? Yes, it's called TradingView, right? You get 2 or 3 of them for free. You don't really need indicators, Alex. You're just complicating the situation. You don't need any indicators. Most of the guys that are trading with us have taken all the indicators off because it's just history. They're just telling you what happened. Nothing can tell you what's happening in the future other than a decent trader that can see the market and interpret it and what the trade cards are doing. The 840, I don't have a paid version of TradingView any longer. Just have the free version. It's 840, still buying, 47, even higher. So the market is really interesting. We're at 46 already then. Yeah. We're at 4,600 already. And don't complicate it, Alex. Because you think these indicators are telling me this. Yeah, they can tell you about volume. They can tell you all sorts of information. But what do you actually need to trade? Yeah. You need that trade card. You need TradingView. And if you sit with me for a couple of hours every day, you'll learn everything there is to learn. $47, that's TP1. How was your quiet day, didn't I? There's money to be made, but it's just sometimes frustrating. But there is money on the table all the time, okay? One of the things I get a lot of sort of pushback on is that you talk about percentages quite a lot, and I'm making £10 a day and £5 a day or per trade, etc. It's a couple of pounds, not really doing it for me. Well, there's one simple reason that it's not doing it for you, and that is that your account size is too small, so your lot size is too small. Yeah. So I've got people making £600 a trade, £800 a trade, £1,000 a trade. Yeah, £2,000-3,000 a trade. Their account size is where it is. So that's your working capital, your account size. So if you had a shop with 5 different goods in it and they were sold every day, you couldn't sell any more, could you? If you had a shop with 5,000 goods every day, you've got a lot more opportunity. So it's the same as cash. So if you've got a decent balance in your account, £5,000, £10,000, you can be doing £200-300 a day very, very easily. And it's simple. It's the same percentage. So 1% on £1,000 is £10. On £10,000, it's £100. On £100,000, it's £1,000. So it changes it, doesn't it? And the energy of money, I understand what it does for people, and I understand that obviously there's money that you think isn't going to move the needle. But again, I was looking at £10,000, I think, this morning, compounding at 15% a month, which is roughly what our DFU system does. So that's the reason I put that figure in. That's what it's done over the last couple of years, that kind of figure. And that was about 600 grand or something stupid in the last 3 years. That's without touching it. So it's compounding and time. Those two things we can't make go any faster. Okay. Don't forget, it took Warren Buffett 60 years to turn some people, but people became billionaires. There was a lady whose husband passed away. I don't know the name of the gentleman, in New York. And from the cashing his estate out, he'd got some Berkshire Hathaway shares. She bequeathed $1 billion to New York, one of the New York universities. They never have to charge fees again. If they invest that money, the interest and the returns on that means they don't need to charge their students fees ever again. That's the power of what people like Warren Buffett and the like have done for other people. So market is meandering, it's up and down. So we need to take our chances and we need to be careful. So this particular hour has done very little. Still buying 76%. It's interesting. Got into a trade a little bit earlier. It's just break even, just sits there. Profit, loss. Yeah, nothing to speak of. Goes blue, goes red. So we're still, the bias is still bullish, 76%. And remember, this is data with 30 million data points of what's going on around the globe. Okay, so 47, 49. It's been in this range all the time that we've been here. So about 45, 46 minutes in. So it has tried to go above that 45, 46 a number of times now. In fact, it's been here since 8:20, 8:25. Trying to go above that. If it doesn't, sometimes it just comes back. You know, the bears get hold of it and pull it down. Then there's opportunities on the sell, but the data is all pointing to a buy. So as I said, there'll be no live session tomorrow. I'm traveling. And if there was an opportunity for me to do that for you, I would have done, but I'm not going to be in one place at between 8 and 10 tomorrow. So market's retracing as one would expect. It's not, like I said to you guys, it will at some point turn, but we wait patiently, right? This is your money, and this is what you're trying to grow as your account. So don't be impatient. Don't force the market. It'll come to you. Okay, I've got 2 minutes before we press the button. So I hope you're being careful. Hope you're not taking every single trade that you possibly can. And I hope you're using your stop losses and your take profits. And you will hit stop losses, by the way. That will happen. Yeah, I promise you that. Above everything else, that will happen. So 49 minutes. One more minute. So mark is 44. So it carries on dropping. Then obviously it's a change of character. The hour's got a really big wick on it now. Let's see. It's 50. Let's see what the data's saying. Still saying buy. Market's dropping. We wouldn't be entering. So down to 43, 44. Like I said, could be a change of character. Just adjusting my TPs and stop losses. Roads are very quiet at the moment. It's holiday season is here, so lots of people away right now. What are your plans for the summer? Going anywhere? Doing anything? I was away for a month in March and April, doing the same about October time. Got some functions, got some things to do in the summer here. I said a few years ago that I didn't want to do those 2-week or 10-day holidays and all the rest of it. I want to go somewhere, experience something. I was in India for 3 weeks. Fantastic. It's a different thing to do. And I was in Dubai for about 10 nights after that. I did come back for a couple of days, but still meant it's giving me time to repack and wash everything and go again. So I'll be going to that part of the world again later on in the year. I'll let you guys know. We should be able to broadcast at that time, but if we can't, we can't. So market, that's the same buying, the market's coming down. Wouldn't be entering any of those trades. It will reverse at some point and prove us all wrong. Took a little scalp on a sell. Like take some profits. Strange. Didn't close. Did then. It's okay. Got a bit more profit. So, key levels for the turnaround we're looking for now is when this market goes to neutral or when it rebounds. So maybe it's giving itself a little bit of room. That's why I took myself out of that sell, because you don't know whether it's going to carry on with just a retracement. So all this information that's telling you it's a buy is there. 1 minute and we'll do this again. So we've got 1 more minute before we pull the trigger on the next trade card. See where it's going. I haven't stood up today, have I? So I'm going to do that. I told myself I did it every 30 minutes, but it seems so easy to forget. There we go. Should you out the way. But it's tracking me again. I like it. Look at that. Fun, isn't it? 55. Still buying. Market coming down, still saying it's buying. Really interesting. Really interesting why that continues to say buy. And so that's all the data. Remember, there's no emotions attached, it's pure data. Yeah. Thank you for all of you that joined us over the last hour or so. I understand that you can't stay or you want to leave or you've got things to do. No worries. We're here 8 till 10 every morning, Monday to Friday. Do the London Open. And there's obviously a backlog of catalogue. It's a back catalogue of all the videos that we've ever done on YouTube. So if you need some reference material, that's where to go. So 42 still continue to come down. It's not been a lot for us to go at the last 20 odd minutes. First hour, half an hour was okay. We hit some nice TPs, 1s and 2s. That's all it was this morning. But it's a Fed interest rate decision day today. So it's totally understandable. The market was at 43 when we got that. That was a buy. So now may be the time. One of these days when the market's like this, I won't have time today, but I'll go for the 15 minutes and you could try that as well. Go to the 15 minutes when we're not trading together and see what happens, see what's going on there. So all you do, the only thing you change is you go to 15 minutes rather than the 5 minutes here. Okay? And that will give you the a completely different style of trading. Could have gone watch on this morning. Market continues to come down when all the indicators are saying it's going up. We can see what it's doing. Frustrating. We're about to hit 9 o'clock. Now refresh in 1 minute. Take it from there. Now it's buying. It's gone down to where it needed to go down, perhaps, which is what I've been saying to you guys. Maybe it needs to go down to a level and then give itself some headroom to go back up. So that may be the situation there. 9 o'clock. Still buying 72%. So it's been strong all morning that we've been here in terms of buying. But the market's not been doing that. So as I say, great practice is that you only enter for a buy on a green candle and only enter a sell on a red candle. And that will save you a lot of heartache. That one tip alone will save you a lot of aggravation when you're starting out in trading. So 44.044. So markets had a drop from about 47 to about 43. So again, only 40 pips, very small in today's environment in terms of what's been going on in that really high volatility area that we've been in for a little while now. So that's, it's a total contrast when the market slows down like this. But at the same time, there's money in the market. So if you'd entered a buy on that, and then you would be in profit on the bottom of 43. So the market itself is kind of stuck. I think the market will be lower. I hear that there's been a lot of central bank buying because the prices are so cheap. So that's what's keeping the prices up. Yeah, dropping. But the indicators, the data is telling us that it's a buy. It's really interesting. So it's called convergence or divergence, one or the other. I think it's divergence, when the data is pointing one way and the market's doing the other. Doesn't mean the data's wrong. Sometimes the market behaves completely the opposite way. That's what your stop loss is for. Should have left my sell in, shouldn't I? Actually, I've gone out about here. Greed, eh? You think I should have stayed? No. Soon changes, doesn't it? It's not giving us a lot at this moment in time, is it? But you know what? That's what it's all about. Patience pays. And I said that right at the top of the call, yeah? Got ahead of the Fed rate decision. What is it going to do today? There she goes. Defies everything. Yeah, heading towards TP1 on that the last minute. Didn't quite make it, but what are your plans? What do you do with your trading plan? So have you got a diary? You write down and journal every trade. What does your trading journal look like? The most successful traders in the world have a trading journal. They know exactly what they want. So in the morning, I sit at this desk, I write down what my balance is in which account that I'm working with. So whichever account I'm working on, what the balance is, what percentage increase I need, and usually I put in 2%, and how much money I need for the day and what my balance will be at the end of the day. Okay, that's how I do it. So every single day, that's what I do mechanically without fail. I have a day diary, so which means it's 1 page per day. And I'll open that page and I will know exactly what I want. So today it was Fed interest rate day, trading maybe thin. Yeah, targets already reached for the week. So no urgency, no panic. Yeah, just relax. That's a message that I sent to myself this morning at 7 o'clock. So what are you doing for that? Yeah, what does that look like to you? $43.43. We were at 47, so it's only 40 pips away, but it's just not doing anything. We can't do anything about the market when it does this. All you can do is go pull your book out, read that, make some notes, go have a cup of tea, and come back in 15 minutes. Or you say, right, I'm going to wait for the opportunity. This is my trading time. So that's the other thing that's quite important. I have quite a fluid day. So I generally trade before you guys, and I trade the market open in the evening. I don't sleep a lot, and I fill my day with other things that are important to me. You don't need to be at work all day long. And then if generally I make 1%, I'm happy. If I make 1% every day, I'm happy. 2%, lovely. 3%, fantastic. I don't overtrade my accounts anymore. I used to trade the hell out of them and blow them every single day. No, sorry, every single time, right? Not in that game any longer. I also have my accounts traded by an automated system. So that helps me. I've got a few accounts that I don't touch that just traded by an automated system. We're up, I don't know, 14, 15% on that this month. So 8 minutes past. I think we missed the 5 past. This market's still coming down. Very few opportunities to enter the market unless you put a sell in at 60 or 50, 47. Yeah, I didn't get there. What am I talking about? 47 was the highest I went to. Even then, you only have 50 pips by now. All of this. Disconcerting that fuck in your face, isn't it? Sounds like a good idea, but I'm going to turn it on. Give me a second. Great. Target lost. Great. Yeah, thank you. Target's lost, it's saying. It's lost me. Great. Yeah, no more of that nonsense. Looks like a ship, doesn't it? My camera's angled. Look at that. It's better. Is that straight? Yeah, I guess so. Kind of. Oh wow, 41. How good's that? Yeah. Maybe now the market will change direction, or the data will start pointing to what it wants to do. Huge drop there. Mind you say a huge, 40 pips right from the top. So our instinct to start selling was right, but that's humans, right? 90% of that'd be wrong. And then it bounces straight back. (9). Let's push the button, see what we're doing. Still buying. So this is market data that's coming through. So the market's not really doing much. So let's have a look at what this hour's done. So the last hour, very little movement from top to bottom. This hour is doing the same, it's doing it in reverse. So this is the effect of the waiting around now for the Fed decision. So as a trader, what do you do? Because we don't move the market. Yeah, professional traders do. Banks do, international organizations. Yeah, central banks, countries move it. We don't move it. So what do you do on a day like today? They're trading every single day. They're not doing it for a hobby. They're not looking to get rich quick today. They're looking for 3 to 5% a year on their returns. And if they get 10%, they think they've had a bumper year. Okay, so that's what they're looking to give to their clients on an annual basis. So they're not fussed. They can sit a day out, 2 days, a week. They can sit it out. They can hold positions for weeks and weeks and weeks and months. Okay, so those things happen. They're real. So 11 minutes past. So we took the one at 10 past. Still saying buy. The data's pointing towards that. But the market is doing something else. Down to 40 now. So then it may spring back, or maybe it will register a choke, a change of character on the market. The data will lead. Don't get impatient. Don't take ridiculous decisions that are going to affect your account long term. It's easy to press the button and get stuck in a trade. And the whole market just reverses, goes against you. That's why I took a small profit on that sell. Great, thank you. Because you never know. The data's pointing one way, you're going the other, and the market's going the other. Divergence. Yeah, we like convergence, but it's the market's diverging. Okay, indicators will be going one thing. RSI will be doing the same thing, because that's what the data's telling those indicators. Just checking some comments and various bits that I need to check. So market down to 40 from 47, which was the peak. Interesting. 13 minutes, got 2 more minutes before we take the next trade card. Yeah, so it's a little stretch. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I'm high-fiving. I'm giving you a virtual high five. Is it a high five? No, that's a high five. That's hands together. I don't know what that is. It's something. So, don't need to say any more. Fed interest rate decision day. That's the market, right? It may come alive at some point. Maybe New York will have a couple of hours, but it could be all this. It could be just nothingness. Yes, sell would have been brilliant from the top. You don't go against the data. Just want to ask you, do you guys keep any cash around? Do you do anything with that? Because I always keep some cash on my desk. It makes it tangible what I'm doing. Because otherwise it's just numbers, isn't it? So she's pulled back. Nowhere near where that trade card was in terms of time. I'm just gonna, let's see. My phone's just displaying a picture of my dad and my brother-in-law on Christmas Day. God, they look funny. My house. Okay. System could have chosen a better picture, but it didn't. 916, 915. We didn't pull that, did we? Let's refresh it. I think it's more of the same. Yeah, system thinks it's buy. So that's come down now 63. So there may be a choke coming. So this is what you want to look at when that probability, correction confidence. So don't just take them cold, right? It's an education going on here. So this is what I'm looking at now. Actually, I've been in 15 minutes. Let's have a look. We've been selling. So maybe you guys I've been misleading you. I've been on the 15 minutes. I swapped over to see what would happen and didn't swap back. So it's been selling. Okay. But this is a benefit. You should have your own trade cards. It don't cost you anything, right? So 17 minutes past. So we are selling. We may have been selling earlier. Of course, when it's saying selling, the market starts buying, right? You get days like that. Just ridiculous what's going on. I take a lot of pictures of people drinking. There's my dad and my uncle from Florida. He's 87 years old. Got $2.5 million portfolio that he trades on his iPad. Love seeing him. So we're back to selling, or we were in selling. Now it looks like we're market's going up. It's not doing anything. It's not fun, this. Just wondering where some of these pictures are taken from. I did not realise that my iPhone can run through your picture gallery. Oh wow, it's interesting. "19 minutes past. Got one more minute." Aha. Excuse me 1 second. Gareth? Yeah, your stuff's here. So nice when you get a little bit early. Ladies were waiting for some things. And the lorries just pulled up to deliver them. It's wonderful. It's beautiful. So 20 past. Refresh. We're selling, but only at 58% confidence. But markets, they've got red candles. So maybe it's an opportunity now. So apologize if you just following the cards here. I was on the 15 minutes rather than the 5. So you may have had some trade cards opposite me, the first few ones of those. But that is what it is. So 38 is TP1, heading towards that now. A reversal, nothing to worry about. The good thing this morning is the movements are really slow. So even if you got it wrong, you're not going to lose any money. It also means if you get it right, you're either in a trade for a long time, or you're not making an awful lot of money. Hence the TP1s this morning. So that's what happens. But look, the rough comes with the smooth, right? No business makes money every day, and it's not Christmas every day for businesses. Okay, and I've cited you examples before. Imagine a fireworks company. They literally make all their money on one day, or a company that manufactures Valentine's cards or whatever that might be, right? So specialist businesses that only make money on certain days of the year, and that's what they gear up for. They still exist and they still make profits. So traditionally businesses make money probably 8-9 months of the year and lose money 2-3 months of the year. I certainly did that in my real estate business. So Christmas sometimes was quiet, sometimes it was busy. Summer months, like now during the summer holidays, business obviously tailed off. I was paying for some goods yesterday that are going to be delivered next week, and I said, "How's it going?" She said, "It's really slow." So where I live, it's typically the children are on school holidays, so these are seasonal adjustments. There's some companies that are really busy on bank holidays, and there's other companies that are really quiet. It's just goods coming in, all goods coming in. Right. So 39, just about to hit TP1. So let's see if there's a stronger movement downward now, and it gives us a little bit of profit before we finish for the day. We've got about 30 minutes. So we're going to take 6 or 7 signals, trade cards. Old habits die hard, right? So that's TP1. So hit TP1 there, it's 23 minutes past. "24 minutes, got 1 more minute before we take the next trade card." Pull that down, see what goes on. So if you want access to those, just click on that QR code. Okay, you get instant access to a light version of what I'm using here on that screen. You okay, Gareth? Did we get what we wanted? Okay. $37, that's nice. TP2, and it's 25 past. So we take the next trade card. Still selling 58%. TP's a little bit lower now, so the market is easing. We've got some direction. $36 is TP1. Decent drop now. Hmm. 36 TP1. We're hitting them now. So you see what I was saying in the first hour, you have to be really, really careful. There wasn't a lot going on. The market was going down, and we were getting all the trade cards were for buys. So the data was pointing one way and the market was going the other. Call it divergence. So one's doing one, and yeah, one's going down, one's going up. And then what we want is we want alignment, we want conversions. So when the market is doing what the data is saying that it's doing, that's when it's easiest to be successful. Okay, that's the time when it's a lot easier to trade. They say make the trend your friend. And that's so true of the market. Yeah, that rising tide effect lifts all boats. So if we're going in the right direction, the same direction rather as the market, it helps us, because sometimes there's a wick drops down. Very rarely goes up, because the market actually in fact goes up a lot slower than it comes down. Okay, so you see that, and then you get advantage of that, because if you're selling and your TP's down at TP5, right, soon as I'm past my break even on my stop loss, or I'm at TP1, my TP is down at TP5 or TP7 or TP12, whatever it would be. That, because I think it could just, and sometimes it does. Most of the time it doesn't, right? Most of the time it doesn't do that at all. But sometimes it does. I'm reminiscing over some of the photographs that my phone's displaying. So we don't get carried away as the market just snaps back for a quick buy, maybe on its way down still. But this is what reminds us to be careful, to have a situation whereby we use our stop losses and never lose sight of what's actually important to us. Okay, and that's what we're looking for. Just sitting there doing nothing. 29 minutes, 9:30, coming up now. God, me with black hair. 9:30. Still selling 73%. Yeah, you can see it's coming down. So coming towards TP1. So we've hit some nice TP1s in the last 15, 20 minutes. The market did turn, change of character. Nice to have. Sorry, 36, 40, 36, and 31 minutes past 9. So thanks for joining me. We do this every morning, 8 till 10. We do the London Open. So Trade with Cam is a free community for people that want to learn trading. If you want to use our cards, then just click on that QR code. There's no courses. We don't do weekend retreats. Saw one today. Somebody, oh, we do this, we do this, we do this. And by the way, come to my weekend for £597. So we don't do any of that. The reason I tell you that is because sometimes we assume something is free when it's not. So like I said, I don't sell any courses. I don't sell any mentorships. I used to, but I don't. I enjoy my trading. I enjoy sharing with you guys. I enjoy building communities. I enjoy passing my knowledge that I learned to people so they can benefit from it too. It's my little way of giving back for showing a bit of gratitude for a beautiful life that I have, and I continue to enjoy. The riches just keep coming. Yeah, life is a gift that just keeps giving. I really enjoy that part of it. So again, market is very, very steady. We'll push the button in 2 minutes. Just look at pictures of my visit to the US, and then now it's just Bangkok. So we've got 33 minutes, got 2 more minutes before we push for the next trade card. 34, I don't think that hit TP1 yet in that trade. Not as far as I can see on here for the last 4 minutes. May have done on the first candle. It's coming down to it now. So let's see. Market's been much lower overnight, early hours of the morning. It was down towards 43.10, 40.10, 40.12, 40.15. And $34 minutes. At 35 now, so just above TP1. So 34 seems a tough position to reach for TP1 on that. We're still selling 76% down to 35. Candle's green, so be careful if you're trading with me not to go into that whilst it's green. Once it turns, then yes. And if you haven't got access to the trade cards, as I said, press that QR code and you get access to them instantly. So there'll be no live tomorrow. I'm traveling, and normal service will be resumed on Friday. So we've had green candles for the last 2 minutes. You wouldn't have entered any of those. It's meandering. A little bit of buying, a little bit of selling. Nothing really major going on in the market today. As I said, it's the Fed rate decision at 7 p.m. our time, 1 p.m. their time. So that's what's causing all of this kind of nothingness ahead of the market open. So 35 was TP1, it was a sell, but the market was buying, so you could have entered that sell just now. I wouldn't, personally. There's plenty of time in the day to trade. And if you don't trade or you have low volume trading for a day, it does not matter. Yeah, it doesn't matter. So 9:40. selling 62%, 36. See what goes. It's playing around again. We gave it some direction a little bit earlier for its sells at 2 or 3 TP1s. I think we're at a TP2 as well, but it's doing nothing. It's buying, selling, very tight range. It's stuck between 35 and 38 now. So only 30 pips. Yeah. Not a lot of movement. Very, very tight market. But that's Fed interest rate day for you. Yeah. You need to experience all these. And once you've done a few, obviously we don't like 5. Well, when I say 5, 6, we do. I mean, there's 6 a year. So every other month they meet to decide on interest rates. And once you've been through a few, then things are absolutely fine in terms of you know what it's going to do. Some days it's slow, some days there's a lot of movement, so there's a lot of money to be made. And so it is what it is. You know, the market does what the market wants to. We just take a little bit, we'll go away. Okay, that's how you trade it. Just looking at some pictures from 2019. Just going through an album of everything that's saved. So really interesting. 42 minutes. So in 3 minutes time we'll take another trade card. It's not going anywhere. Market's not doing anything. And that's what happens some days. Yeah, that's how it is. Imagine what's happening to currencies. Imagine what's happening to currencies right now. Nothing going on. Absolutely nothing. So these is a day sometimes, like I said, patience, not to trade is a strategy. Definitely a strategy. So market's decided it wants to go up, which is what it likes really. When I say up, I mean about like 10 pips or something ridiculous like that. Right? I'm going to refresh in just 1 minute. Press the button. Okay. Let's see where we're at. Let's check out. Okay, interesting. So 45 is still selling. The market's not doing anything really. Okay. I'm not gonna stretch. So 62% direction confidence, which is a little bit higher than before. We're at 56, 58. But still the market is doing absolutely nothing. It's tightening up to do bugger all. If you've got any trades open, make sure you've got your stop losses and your TPs in. And if you've got in a small profit, it's always a good time to take it. And so that's really it. You've got to tidy up. The market may come alive at some point. London doesn't look like it's done so over the last 2 hours. We just had nothing. So let me just check now for you. $41 to 47, so we did 60 pips in the whole of that market, or $6. 35 to 43, we've done about 8. So there's been no movement in terms of where the market is and how it's doing. So the movements were from probably 5 till 8 before we got here for the London session. So London's done bugger all. And you can't trade between a $5 and an $8 movement. Yeah, it's basically 40, 50 pips. And then it does start a little shoot up, right? But it's just too little too late in terms of where the hours are, where the market is. So might get some movement, maybe 11 o'clock onwards. See what happens. And then New York may have a lively few hours this afternoon, especially when London and New York together may want to set themselves up for the decision on interest rates. And that's why you get divergence, because the market is sorting itself out. They're getting their position sorted out. They're doing their longs and shorts. And if they're overexposed, they're dumping. And if they're underexposed, they're buying with their portfolios for today's decision. Okay, so there's always winners and losers in every market that we have. So we're going to take the next 2 trade cards at 50 and 55. Then I'll take your leave at 10 o'clock, and I won't be here tomorrow. Because of personal engagements. I will be here on Friday as normal. So 48 minutes. Market hasn't given us an awful lot to be cheerful about. So, bought some, sold some, bought some, sold some. That's all it's done. But hey, Rome wasn't built in a day. Somebody laid a couple of bricks every single day to get there. And that's what we're doing. Lay the bricks, lay the foundations. So again, the indicators were pointing a sell, big deep sell now, but it did buy to start with. So you could have got in when it started selling, heading towards TP1. It could have got much better than TP1 because your entry point would have been much better. But that's if you're watching the market. You've got to watch on a decent sized screen. You can't do that on your phone in terms of where the market is, because the market movements look so big on MT4 and MT5. And you think you've gone bankrupt if it moved like 20 pips. So 36 is TP1 on that. Like I said, the actual entry point would have been much better if you decided to enter. 37, 36 is TP1. Just gone 51, so I'll press. It'll still be selling. Yeah, 68%. So more in terms of confidence in the market, it's going to do what it says it's going to do. So a nice drop on there. 36.73 is your TP1 on that particular trade. And then it does the opposite because it's just consolidating market, it's not doing anything. So thanks for joining us. We won't be here tomorrow. It's just a one-day break. I've got some personal stuff to do. I'll be here on Friday, as normal, to see off the week. Hope you have a great trading day for the rest of the day. I'm going to be off in about 8-10 minutes. And hope you enjoyed today. A lot of education, a lot of chatter, not a lot of trading this morning. But that's fine. Yeah, that's part and parcel of the journey that we're all on. And that's how we roll. Yeah. And it's some days are the days where it tests your patience and not to trade. So Ian, Alex, thanks for your contributions. Hope you guys enjoyed the session. I hope you had a good couple of hours if you've been with me. I don't know what happened there. It's just everything was just buffering. Maybe it was the internet. Just kicked out for a few minutes. So thanks for staying on. Yeah. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. If you would do that, really appreciate it. If you haven't done so already, 70-80% of the people that join us haven't subscribed. Even then, we've still got over 1,000 traders that follow the channel now, which is fantastic. It's absolutely brilliant. And those are the kind of things that keep us going. If you like the video, want to comment, anything that you want me to do, things that you want me to cover that I'm not covering at this moment in time, not an issue at all. Okay, just let me know. So market's gone crazy in terms of the other way from buying. So maybe a choke coming now that it's done all the selling that it wanted to do. We don't know. It's a difficult market, like we said. It's not the easiest thing in the world. And but if it was easy, everybody would be doing it, right? Every single person would be doing it. So we're at 9:54. We're going to do 9:55. I'm going to take the last one. So neutral. 9:55 is a neutral. So do nothing, sit on your hands kind of day. So we will do nothing. That's all we can do, right? So we've had a different kind of session this morning. It's been an exercise in restraint and not pushing the button when the market was clearly showing different things to us. That there was divergence, so not convergence in the market. We had a lot of that this morning. Okay, so that we're looking for to sort all of that out. My water's back on. What a luxury that is when you haven't got it right. And been challenging the last few months. You know, having contractors in, we had a 2-week break, but they're back, and it's like, oh my god, please go away. We don't want you here. But things need to be done, right? Everything. I understand they've got a difficult job to do, especially when you're living in your house. Very, very difficult. But you know what? They've been great, like family now. So we're pleased. We're very, very pleased. Thanks for joining me. And I'm going to sign off in a few minutes. And it's been, we'll take the last trade card at 10 o'clock actually, which will be interesting. If you haven't got them, then just scan that QR code. Okay? Scan that, let's see where it goes. And we'll refresh in 3 minutes. Have you managed to take some trades that were profitable? You don't need to pull it down again. You don't need to go and press signal. And you can just stay in this group here that we've set up on Telegram, and you just refresh, and it's fine. So 58 minutes. Thanks for the love heart and the thumbs up. Appreciate it. Thumbs up to you too. So the community's getting bigger. We're really enjoying that. Really enjoying what's going on in terms of our growth and the feedback and the money that we're making with you. Right? That's wonderful. It's absolutely wonderful in terms of what we can achieve. And we are achieving. So 59, I'm going to take the trade card at 10, see if it gives us any more direction. Come on, 10 o'clock. Sometimes just wait to go, will it? O'clock, let's go. So if you want those cards, go on there. There's a route in to get these for free. So still selling, and that's what the last card is. And we'll end there. So thank you very much. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for the last 2 hours, keeping me company. Really appreciate it. I'm Cam Johal. Trade with Cam is on. 8 till 10 every single morning that we trade Monday to Friday, although we won't be here tomorrow. So take care. I'll see you on Friday. Thanks, guys.